All right, time for our favorite part of the podcast, and we are especially excited this week because we get to talk to a super talented actor. He's not only been in great movies like Wild Hogs, Real Steel, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and obviously a ton more, but he's also been in Lost, which is definitely one of our favorite hit TV shows ever made. But now he's in another hit show that you can watch every Sunday night. Please welcome to the showcast one of the many great stars of FX's The Strain, Kevin Durand. Kevin, how's it going?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm glad I'm a part of your favorite part of the podcast.
Well, yeah, you know.
I don't want to be like part of your second favorite or third favorite. I'm like favorite one.
Yeah, I'm not saying the rest of the podcast is crap, but this is just the best part, in my opinion.
I am very sure of that. I'm very sure. I'm glad to be chatting with you today. How you doing?
Well, not too bad. Obviously, like I said, you've done so much, so obviously we want to cover as much of it as we can in our time with you. So let's get right into The Strain. And Season 1 of The Strain. Season 2 just started. When our audience is listening to this, Episode 2 will have just aired. Season 1 was more of how The Strain came about and spread. What can we expect from the show and even your character during this season in Season 2?
Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, like the first season, you know, we spent a lot of time explaining the biology of the virus and how it affects people who are turned, and we spent time with our core group of characters and hopefully started to like them and root for them. And then when you step into the second season, everything has just kind of gone bananas onto the next level of chaos. The apocalypse is well on its way, and you know, hopefully, you know, in all that time off away from us, you just kept thinking about it and going, "Gosh, I missed the Philly Fed," and now the stakes are a lot higher now that the poop hit the fan. So it just feels like from the first day reading that first script of the second season all the way through to the end, I just kind of felt like everything had just jumped up like a bunch of notches, and everything really kind of came together, kind of, you know, got our stride going, you know.
Yeah, they definitely get. I mean, whereas Season 1 you kind of have to build up a little bit. Season 2 you can jump right into it, and the funny thing is, anyone who listens to the podcast will know I'm not a big horror person. Ben's more the horror buff on the podcast, but this type of horror is right up my alley. Like, I'm not a jump scare really kind of thing, but like sci-fi-ish fantasy horror is the kind of stuff I'm into, like Alien and stuff like that. And this show is perfect for anybody like that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, seeing this world, you know, these monsters, I don't know if you've read this before, but I'm sitting down with Guillermo. He said, like, that these monsters, these vampires, the monsters of his childhood, he'd wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, and he would be having nightmares about these damn things, and he would get up and start jotting down ideas about their mythology and do sketches, and so they've been haunting him for many, many years, so we just get to be the benefactors of his horrible nightmares.
Yeah, I mean, and Guillermo has such a vivid, you know, imagery when it comes to stuff that he's done, and so you have to imagine that something that comes from his nightmares, as you said. I mean, just you don't even have to see it first off before The Strain. Like, you could have just told me, you know, this is from something that, you know, Guillermo had nightmares about, and I would automatically be in just from that.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, I mean, that prologue in the first episode, I was just absolutely stunned by it. Yeah. It's just so beautifully horrific.
Yeah.
Well, Episode 2 this season, Season 2, Episode 2, I'm not going to really spoil anything for anyone who hasn't watched it yet, if you didn't get a chance to watch it live. There's a scene in it, and, you know, I don't know if you remember it being in this episode or not, because I know as we're recording this, it hasn't aired yet, and you haven't seen it yet, but there's a certain scene in a pool in your backside.
Well, all I could say about that scene is, all's well that ends well.
Is that
and looking back, I. Looking back, it was a very strange scene for me to shoot. I mean, it wasn't until I got into. Funny, it wasn't until I signed 40, until I turned 40, that I started signing nudity clauses in my contract. Like, why do you want to look at my ass now? And it's funny because I just kind of go, yeah, okay. I just don't know how much longer you're going to want to look at it, so let's do it. And luckily, all's well that ends well. It still ends well. My wife gave me permission. She was like, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so that's no stunt double. That's no stand-in.
No, that's 100% pure French Canadian lumberjack there, my friend. It was really weird too because I felt heat on my butt. There was like an entire crew that I work with every single day sitting there. Just whether they wanted to or not, you can't look away from my big, extremely white butt. There's no way to go. People had to put sunglasses on, and away we went.
Yeah, that was fun. I had to bring that up at least because I was curious in a purely media-related way. I did read that at one point the FX president had said this series would run anywhere between 39 and 65 episodes, which when you're doing 13 episodes a season is a pretty big gap. I mean, that's a difference of season 3 or season 5. Do we know, or do you know, or have any inkling as to maybe how many we're going to end up getting? Because I know, there's a few books that they're going off of. So, have they told you at all yet? I assume at least a season 3.
I've been hearing a lot from a lot of different people. I really don't know. I think they're aiming more so for 5.
That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I have so much fun doing the show and playing this character. It's one of the first truly heroic dudes that I get to play and that I've had the chance to play. And so, I really hope we get to go for 5. But you never know. A television show's a living, breathing thing, and so much of that life comes from the hunger that an audience has for it. So hopefully all you awesome strainers out there tune in every Sunday and watch so that we can keep telling the story and tell it through to the end,
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I know you guys were just out in San Diego this past weekend as well. I mean, was that your first time ever at Comic-Con, or were you there for season 1, or have you been there for anything else before?
I've always missed Comic-Con, and then I went last year with the show, with The Strain. Only 2 episodes had aired, and there was a really nice reception that first year, but this season was just bananas. I mean,
yeah,
I'd never experienced anything like that before, and I mean, so many people were so enthused about the show, and there was a banner covering the entire front of the Hilton Bayfront of the Strain. It was just, I just swelled with pride. I was so grateful, and it was so cool to be there to represent for a show that our fans genuinely love the show, and I genuinely love the show. So it's just so great to get to shake hands, take pictures. Got a lot of hugs, and it was great. And I was repping for my film Dark Was the Night there as well, and it was nice to get the word out to people. And what an awesome experience! I can't wait for next year.
Yeah,
you mentioned the hugs. It's a shame that you weren't there for the hugs after episode 2 aired. Probably would have got more hugs.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know how I'm represented. because I don't spend a whole lot. Guys don't spend a whole lot of time looking at their behind, right?
No.
Like we do our little mirror face when we're fixing our hair. There's no makeup. There's no, you know what I mean? So it's like we don't spend a whole lot of time watching it, let alone from behind.
Yeah,
You always see girls doing the check behind. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess I'll see what happens after episode. I really don't. I haven't seen it yet. It'll be the first time I see my ass.
You had mentioned, this character from The Strain. You're loving the fact that you're able to play like a hero now and stuff. I mean, because if you look back at your career, both movies and television, let's face it. I mean, a lot of the characters you've played have been kind of scumbags. I mean, it's you can't really deny it, and we know it's not you personally. It's just the character that you play. But I have to imagine, like, it's got to be kind of fun to put on a persona like that and play that kind of a character.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I've had a ball. I mean, the worse the character, the more despicable, the more I feel like I have to dig and figure out how to make that truthful and human and compelling, because you can't just play evil. You can't just play like, okay, I'm going to put it on my asshole setting.
Yeah.
Like you have to figure out why they think like that and why they're acting that way in the world, and it's fun to dig in and figure out how to do it properly.
Yeah.
And every single one is completely different, so I become a different guy, and they all have different intentions, and yeah, it's an absolute blast. Yeah, I'm pinching myself every day that people, pay me to do it.
Yeah, I mean, and you had mentioned like how everyone is different. I mean, because they're all different. They're all different kinds of scumbags all around across the board. I mean, you go from like a swarmy kind of like bookie kind of guy from Real Steel, and then Martin Keamy from Lost, who is just like an extreme, like doesn't give a shit about anybody, but the mission, and then you go complete, opposite end, and you go to a character like Red from Wild Hogs, who's just a complete idiot, but still, kind of a little bit of a scumbag. Do people, if they meet you in person or if they meet you, has anybody like ever like gotten the wrong impression from they met you just by the characters that you've played?
I think I'm really such a happy guy, like my natural setting. So if they had any kind of preconception as to what I was, I mean, I think within a couple of seconds of saying hello, those things are all erased. I mean, I'm an actor,
Yeah.
I play. I'm so inspired that you walk down the street and every single person that you see has a story, and I'd like to play everybody, but there's not enough time.
Yeah.
People generally, I mean, when I was a little bit younger, I mean, when I was going out to bars to hang out and have some drinks and stuff, I mean, some guys, like tough guys, would come up and, assume that I was that tough guy from whatever movie or TV show they saw me in, and they'd soon find out that once I bought them a couple of beers and I told them a couple of jokes that, it's all make-believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing, because I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones, but I had heard the young kid who played King Joffrey had taken some shit in real life because of how his character was on the show.
Yeah, I mean, when you're young, I mean, it kind of takes, there's more of a chance that it'll, take over a little bit. I did a Broadway show where I played a really despicable, to the audience, a despicable guy, and I didn't know how to shed it, and I would leave the theater and I'd walk the streets, and I would carry a lot of that kind of frustration and anger and that darkness, and I almost got myself into trouble a couple of times. But as you age and you do it more and more, I've been doing it for like 24 years now, since I was 17. So you just learn how to switch what's real and what's not, and you can walk away from it at the end of the day and actually have a happy life.
Yeah.
Because you can't come home to your wife at the end of the day being that same goddamn prick that you've been playing, you know what I mean? So
yeah, that wouldn't go wrong.
Yeah, it wouldn't. And so yeah. But I think when you're younger, you kind of harder to shed.
And you're going to be a dad soon too, aren't you?
Yeah, and I definitely don't want to bring that shit home to her. Yeah, and
Congratulations.
Thank you, my baby.
You guys know what you're having?
Little baby girl. Yeah.
Oh, girl, awesome. Yeah, I have a 7.5-month-old, and we played the waiting game, and that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do is wait to see what
wait
gender.
on the sex?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wow.
It sounds so easy.
Man.
Yeah, it sounds so easy in the
It
beginning.
sounds so difficult. I never would be able to do that. I never. Wow, that's amazing. You actually waited. That's incredible.
Yeah, next one we won't. But anyway, with Ben had mentioned Kimi on Lost, and Carlton Cuse, he's the showrunner and executive producer of The Strain, which he also was for Lost. And that was the show Lost was such a phenomenon. Were you and you came in, I think, season 3 or 4, I don't remember exactly, but were you a fan of the show when you got cast for the role?
I actually hadn't started watching the show yet. I was I don't think I had any kind of cable at the time. I was kind of newly down to LA and kind of finding my way through, and I didn't watch TV at all for a little while. And when I got called in for it, when I read the first page, like there was only one page for this audition. Carlton had seen me in a movie called 310 to Yuma, and where I played another wonderful bastard. and that, I love that bastard in that movie. And I had one page, and I just had a sense from this page that I was like, I don't want to know anything about anyone on the island, because this guy is on a mission. He's got to, they're all meat to him. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like, oh look, it's Jack. Hey. I wanted. They're all the same to me except for Ben. And it helped. It helped not knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you must have done something right, because you even made the season 6 flash sideways too after you blew yourself up earlier in the series.
Yeah, it's so cool. They said they want me to come in, and they said it's kind of like my character's bow. You come in and take your bow. I was really grateful for that, for Carlton and Hughes and Jack Bender and Dan Lindelof. Just kind of letting me come in and play with them.
Yeah.
Just blast. And thank God for Carlton Hughes, because then he thought about me, and I don't know if it was him. I was told Guillermo handpicked me. I'm assuming that Carlton had a lot to do with me.
With The Strain, yeah.
Meeting them and being offered the great Silly Fett.
Another movie from your past, I know or from your past career, I know, like, nowadays comic book movies are kind of dominating the box office, and you had a part in X-Men Origins Wolverine, as Adam had mentioned in the introduction, where you got to play the Blob, which I can only imagine the makeup and the casting that you had to go through for that part had to be ridiculous.
Yeah, it was actually fun,
Yeah, I saw a video of you actually getting body casted for that role, and it seemed like you were having a good time.
Well, I mean, I don't know. For me, it was always a dream to get to just disappear into these different characters, and I really disappeared in that suit, and that makeup, and when it was all on, and I looked at myself, I didn't see any traces of myself except for the eyes, and it was just so cool. It was so fun to get to play with such incredibly talented folks. They put that suit together, and the makeup artist. It was a really long process trying to figure out how to perfect they can make me that big and be able to be agile and it's so fun to be a part of that process. I got such a kick out of that.
Yeah, I know. You know, Ryan Reynolds has kind of proven that you can be one character in the Marvel Universe and then come back and be another one. Although he's a different version of Deadpool. You know, Chris Pine was Human Torch, and now he's Captain America. So, I mean, if you were ever offered another opportunity...
Chris Pine.
Wait, who? It's not Chris Pine?
Evans.
Chris Evans, sorry.
Chris Evans,
Yeah. I know. Of all people to get that mixed up, I'm the one to do it. If you were ever offered another opportunity to jump back into the Marvel Universe or even the DC Universe now that they're kind of taking off with their movies, would you ever jump back into that?
Oh, hell yeah. It would just have to be the right thing. I had been offered to go do another one of those films in one of those universes. I'm going to be really vague.
Yeah.
I thought, no, I'd rather hold out and wait for something more exciting.
Yeah.
To me. Like, if I'm going to do it, I want to do something really exciting. Because, I mean, when I walk around in the world, I kind of look like I'm one of those mutants. I'm 6'6" and 245 pounds. And, you know, I train more than a human probably should because I'm working out my demons in the gym all the time. And it's like, you know, I want to wait for the right one. And if the right one doesn't come, then, you know, I'm more than happy to just continue doing what I'm doing. But I would love to get the right one.
Yeah.
And just rock it out.
I can tell you one role that, you know, knowing your frame and everything for that I think you might be good for. We've seen Colossus, but as a younger Colossus, I could see you being like an older, you know,
that'd be cool.
An older Colossus. I could see that.
Actually, Daniel Cudmore, the guy who wrote who played the original Colossus, is I know Daniel from Vancouver. He's a big fella. Good actor too. There's just so many in those universes that, you know, if it was something that was you know, a challenge and fun and interesting and something that I could see myself kind of playing, I would be over the moon to do so, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Blob was kind of a surprise because they had me come in. They didn't tell me what character I was reading for. They said, okay, well, you have to have this huge range of emotion, like pretty much like as if you were almost like bipolar, like just on extremely low to extreme highs, and I want you to do all this within this one page of dialogue. And I was like, okay. And I thought they were just testing me as an actor, and they were going to, you know, I really thought I was going to be Sabretooth, but my friend Leo Shriver got that and absolutely killed that. So I was surprised when they said Blob. I was like, Blob? Wow, okay, yeah. I was happy for it, but I was like, it was kind of a surprise. But I think I could play, you know, such a huge range of different dudes in that world.
Oh yeah, there's so many. It's endless.
Bring it on, y'all.
I know. I mean, looking back at your career, you've been in so many great movies that I absolutely love. I have to imagine, being from Canada, you're a hockey fan, and Mystery Alaska, I absolutely loved.
Oh, cool.
But another movie that you were in, I know we're running a little bit short on time, but I couldn't go through without mentioning this. I mentioned it a little bit earlier. You were in Wild Hogs, which is probably one of my top 5 favorite, like, guilty pleasure movies. It's one of those movies that when it's on, I stop and I watch it just because it's so good. I would have to imagine, I mean, that movie, you know, you had Tim Allen, Ray Liotta, you know, MC Gainey, who was also from Lost, William H. Macy, Martin Lawrence, John Travolta. I would have to imagine that movie had to be so much fun to work on.
Oh, it was such a trip. I mean, I remember the first time on set, and like all the cast chairs were together, and you know, you had all those incredible names, you know, Travolta, William H. Macy, you know, you had Tim Allen, Martin Lawrence, and you know, it was just like Ray
Yeah.
Kevin Durand. And I was like, holy shit. I looked around and I scooched all the chairs really close to each other, and I took a picture and sent it off to Mom and Dad, and I was like, I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah. I made it.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those points where it's like, okay, we're on our way.
Yeah.
We're doing that way. And, yeah, I played a lot of different characters over the years, and like you said, a lot of bastards. And in the last couple of years, I've been so lucky that people are starting to say, oh, maybe he could save the world. And I got to play Vasily, and I have to mention this film, Dark Was the Night, that I have opening July 24th. And it opens in theaters and VOD and iTunes all at the same time on one of those kind of wide platforms. And it feels like I've finally graduated.
Yeah.
Playing the guy who saves the world as opposed to or
the guy that
who's
yeah.
trying to, or as opposed to the guy who's going to eat your babies. And the film is so good. I'm so proud of it, and it's the first time that I carry a big part of the narrative, and you guys need to rent it. I think you'll really like it.
You actually beat me to it. That was what we were going to end this interview with, was talking about.
Cool. You said you were running out of time. I was like, I gotta talk about that.
Oh no, we would have gotten it in. Don't worry.
Sweet.
Yeah, because as
the sheriff. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say this guy who's at the start of the movie, you're seeing him kind of, he's still so deep in mourning for the death of his son, and he blames himself for it, and he doesn't trust that he could tie his own shoes if he tried, and then all of a sudden, all these people out of his town are disappearing. These weird tracks are showing up, and he has no idea what the tracks are, and everyone's looking to him to save the day. And he's got to dig deep and find out if he actually has it in him to be able to save the day. And it's a really great little journey. I think people really dig it.
Yeah, I mean, as Adam had mentioned earlier in the interview, I'm a big horror buff. So
awesome.
I've watched the trailer. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I can tell you right now, like you said, July 24th.
Yeah, and like Adam, it's not. I know you're not a huge horror buff, but it's kind of it's got like a really strong kind of family drama kind of narrative, and then so you really care for these people, and then there's something lurking in the woods, and you're really.
Well, yeah. I mean, I like those like monster secret, not secret, but like what you don't know what is killing these people and stuff like that. Like that's almost. I mean, it's obviously not in space, but that's kind of what Alien was. Is that's the first one at least. So yeah, that's definitely and the fact that it's on the. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please, I'm interrupting.
No. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, some of the reviews from the people who saw like early screenings, they're comparing it to Jaws, because it's exactly what you're talking about. Like, that suspense.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
You don't know what's out there. It's not like every scene there's a monster jumping out.
Right.
You don't know what the hell it is, and it makes it so scary. And Jack Keller, who directed it, Tyler Hizzle, who wrote it, like. They just did such a great job with it, and that tension just is so incredibly palpable about the film.
Yeah, and that's kind of even like Jurassic Park. The first Jurassic Park, we had read a stat. The dinosaurs, I think, what was it been, like 15 minutes out of that whole movie actually had dinosaurs in it?
Yeah, I think it was a short period of time.
So they're not always there. It's that suspense that really gets you, and that's great. And another great thing is that not only can you go see it in theaters if you want to go check it out on a big screen, but you can get it on iTunes and on demand. And as you'll probably soon find out, having a young child does not always make it easy to go to the movie theater. So that on demand, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? And also for me, I'm like a small town not that, but I'm from a place called Thunder Bay, and like there were a lot of movies that I really wanted to see that didn't come to my city, and so I love that people across America who might not be in one of the cities that this movie is showing, they could iTunes it or VOD it and have the bathroom next to them and the fridge next to them, and watch it however they like.
Well, excuse me. We appreciate you spending a few extra minutes with us, Kevin, and be sure, for everyone listening, be sure to watch him in The Strain every Sunday night at 10 p.m. on FX, and obviously check out Dark Was the Night in theaters and on demand, like we said, July 24th. And also follow him on Twitter at Kevin_Durand, and Instagram is at @KevinDurand. Kevin, thanks again for joining us. Again, thanks for spending a few extra minutes with us. This was a blast.
It was my pleasure. I had a lot of fun with you guys.
Yeah, and you'll definitely have I'll be watching Dark Was the Night the weekend it releases, so I'll be checking it out.
Oh, awesome. We'll chat again on the next one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. More Showcast coming up.